Hey everybody, welcome to Radio Labyrinth. This is Season 8, Episode 30. We've done 30 of these episodes. And the year is nowhere near being over, as it is now August. I think the summer is flying by. Very, very hot.
How hot is it?
How hot? Red hot.
Hot. Oh, so hot. It's so damn hot.
Very, 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 very hot. Don't forget, if you're a Radio Labyrinth Patreon member, at any level, you can get our Patreon-only pre-show sort of thing. We've been talking about Season 3 of The Righteous Gemstones, which just wrapped, and our episode this week, of course, covers episodes 8 and 9. So if you want to have access to those, just go to patreon.com/Tim Andrews. And again, sign up at $1 or all the way up to the producer level, which is $25. Speaking of which, I'd like to thank our producers right now. Our producers are Tim Slayton, Brian and Chelsea Smith, Jeff Peterson, Jim Fortner, Terry Fuller, Chris Chandler, Roby Neely, Kevin Jackson, Mike D, and Matt Carter. And if you sign up at the $25 a month level, you'll get some stuff in the mail. You'll get to order a t-shirt that I will find a place to print for you and send it to you. We're working on trying to find a place to host all of our artwork. And, you know, it's got to be a place that does fulfillment. The store frontier is just, it's dead to me, damn it.
They're dead to me.
Again, patreon.com/Tim Andrews. And by the way, if you're watching this video, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends on YouTube, comment, argue with people if you feel the need. And if you're listening to us on your podcatcher, please rate and review us, whether it's iTunes or Spotify. I think we have about 25 reviews on Spotify now. We're only at 4.8, which means people hate our fucking guts.
Everybody hates my guts.
Got to step it up, Dustin.
I'm trying so hard.
Coming up on the Popcast, my Popcast show, which is on WSB Saturday nights at 7 p.m. If you live in Atlanta, it's 95.5 FM. 7:50 a.m. Or you can listen to it on WSB's app. Just get the app and you can just listen to it live on there. Or you could wait until Monday when it becomes a podcast. Currently, the podcast most recent episode is Kevin Kinney and Anna Jensen. They came on. Kevin Kinney, of course, from Driving and Crying, who's very interested in doing this show. And I have to figure out the logistics for that. But they'll come on and talk about it. They have a 4-album retrospective in the works. A bunch of different artists and friends doing versions of Driving and Crying and Kevin Kinney's solo work. It's called Let's Go Dancing. Gordon Gano and Brian Ritchie, 2 members of the Violent Femmes, they each have a song. There's a whole bunch of them out right now that you can find on Spotify. And then this week, my episode, I'll be talking to the folks from Sketchworks, talking about Sketchworks for kids, how to get your kids into doing sketch comedy. So I think that's kind of cool. We are going to be doing a Halloween party this year on the 22nd. We don't have a time yet, but it's October 22nd at Atlanta Pizza in Heroes, so you can wear a costume. We're going to have prizes. We're going to try to get some guests and record the show, so it'll be fun. And of course, you'll get some delicious food from Mike Hall. So there you go. Hey guys, I killed a copperhead on Saturday.
Her code name was Copperhead.
Really?
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
The saga continues.
Make lives matter.
Nah, they don't. I bent down and I picked it up and I looked it in its face and just ripped it in half. And then I skinned it and made a pair of boots out of it. Now, it was too small to make a pair of boots out of. And it was very scary because it's the first time I've ever seen a copperhead in my yard. And I couldn't tell if it was a copperhead or a rat snake. Sometimes they look a little bit similar. I couldn't see the head, but it did. I did see the head after I hit it with my lawnmower. It was all covered in blood. And I don't like killing animals, you know? I have a thing about killing animals. I don't want to. I got a bunch of squirrels in my yard. I shoot them with a BB gun when they're on my bird feeder. It doesn't break their skin. It just makes them mad. And I got chipmunks around, and I bought a trap, you know, like a hard plastic trap years ago to get rid of the chipmunks, but it ended up killing birds, which made me feel bad. So I didn't put it out again. Then I got a trap to, you know, like a cage to put them in, and there was a damn squirrel in it. So I gave it all up. And then the other night I saw a rat hop by, but I was too lazy to get my BB gun down. I will kill the rat if I can.
And I can tell you, I think I told you the trauma that we experienced whenever we had the snake infestation and we got those stupid glue traps. Snake glue traps is what
Why
they
didn't know
are.
such a thing existed? Tell us again.
Well, they shouldn't, because they're barbaric and ignorant, because we were so desperate to get rid of these snakes after having 2 dogs bit that we put them out on the patio, not thinking, oh, anything could get stuck to these. And so we come home from my in-law Sunday dinner to find like 5 birds stuck in these things.
Dead?
And no, Neil had to go kill them in the yard.
Oh, that's not cool.
And it's one of those things like, and we can never talk about it.
I killed a bunch of baby birds.
How could you?
Like if you bring it up, he gets he gets ashen. He's like, he just can't even talk about it. It
never happened, Steph.
Yes, it makes him, he gets him so upset. And of course, so we threw those things away. They shouldn't sell them. Or they should at least say, only put them in your damn Either way, it's cruel. You just should never use glue traps.
When is a snake going to crawl across a glue trap? Or should I put it out in my backyard? Then I'll get birds. We have hawks all over the place. Hawks eat snakes. We have possums, and possums eat snakes. Possums are good. If you have them around your house, don't worry about them. They don't get rabies, and they eat rodents, and they eat snakes, and they basically take care of a lot of things. I wish I still had that cat. Maybe the cat would kill the rat.
Well, they say too, like if you have a lot of frogs in your yard, you see a lot of frogs?
No.
Because usually, and we had several in our yard, if there's a food source, that's another reason why they keep coming. So if you have a lot of frogs, a lot of bugs, I mean, mostly, the frogs for sure. They'll come in your yard looking for them.
I think there's a venomous snake singles bar in the in the forest behind my neighbor's yard.
I guarantee you go out there and push that shed over. It's like the Blue Oyster from Police Academy, only it's a bunch of snakes in there.
Snake gay bar. I'm not going to discriminate on the sexuality of these snakes, because I'm a liberal and I believe that a snake can choose to be what it wants to be. But at the very core, a goddamn copperhead is a goddamn copperhead. And it did speak to me before I, hit it with the final blow, and it sounded like Steve Earle.
Never come back from Copperhead Road.
But I still had to kill it. So I am so sorry. And I hope it's in heaven and that its fangs are gone and it's no longer venomous. But that's just the way it is. Dead snake, dead snake. Speaking of people who are, humans that have passed away, we backed off kind of doing this who died thing. But when somebody who we grew up with, starting in the very early 80s and continuing on until he got caught jacking off in a theater, and then he took a pause, then he came back. Paul Reubens, 70 years old, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman. So that is a blow. I didn't even know he was sick. Did you?
No, nobody did.
Nobody did. 70. Well, he had cancer, right?
Yeah, for 6 years he kept it quiet.
Years, wow. Yeah. And he was, you see when somebody the magnitude of Paul Reubens affected so many people, and all these celebrities and people who work in the industry have just been sharing memories of him and how nice he was and how generous he was. He would send personal videos to people on their birthday and things that these people never shared before, but now that he's passed, they're sharing them. And, I don't know how you feel about that. Sometimes when somebody dies, we have a picture of ourselves with them. I will share it just because if I really like the person, if it's somebody I'd ever cared for, then I wouldn't do it. But if it's somebody who made an impact on me. And Jeff, you actually got to see him a couple years ago. What was that? When did you go see him?
That was right before the pandemic. It was like literally days before everything shut down.
So it was 2020?
Yeah, it was the screening of Pee Wee's Big Adventure, and then he did a Q&A at the end.
And where was that? What theater?
I think it was Tabernacle maybe, or...
Oh, at the Tabernacle. Okay. And did you get to meet him and talk to him?
No. He didn't do any kind of meet and greet.
Mm-hmm. He knew
but a cool experience.
Well, he made a COVID joke during the movie.
He did?
I can't remember what it was, but he came on the microphone and he went, oh no, COVID. Oh no, COVID.
Jeff was one of the few people I knew when we were younger who was super into Pee Wee. We all loved that HBO. It was that HBO special. The one that was kind of tongue-in-cheek dirty. Lawrence Fisher was in it. Phil Hartman, of course, but who was also on the TV show. but John be getting the hands and they like, oh, I've been wanting to do something with these for a long time. And Missy Vaughn, who, by the way, I didn't know is Charlie's mom on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I never put that together, and I've been watching, the series for a long time.
Phil Hartman wasn't on the TV show.
He wasn't? I thought he was.
No, he went to Saturday Night Live, and that was kind of a rift between them.
Oh, that's right. They didn't.
He didn't get it. Yeah.
They didn't have Captain Carl?
No.
Okay.
When he split, he went up for Saturday Night Live, and he didn't get it, and started developing the character, and then just took his own money and started doing the show at the Roxy in L.A., and it just caught on. That was what one whole summer I think he did it, and it just became like a huge thing. And that's when HBO came to him and said, "Hey, why don't we film the last couple of them?" And that's what the HBO special was. And then he parlayed that into the TV show for CBS, a couple of years later.
Yeah, it took a while.
Yeah,
I remember him in he would always have small roles in movies. He's the Meatballs 2. The only thing I can think of is he's riding around on a little go-kart on a road, right, wearing a leather hat.
Oh, Cheech and Chong movie.
Yeah. But the only thing I'm saying that all I remember from Meatballs 2 is that scene. I remember Meatballs.
Oh yeah.
But Meatballs 2 is a turd.
He was the vampire on What We Do in the Shadows. The vampire from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. He was the waiter in Blues Brothers.
Blow.
Yeah.
Blow, great movie.
Yeah. What else? What other movie did? Oh yeah, what was the movie that we saw, Jeff? With there was like a superheroes movie.
Oh yeah, with Ben Stiller.
Yeah. What was that called?
Janine Garofalo and all those guys.
Hank Azaria.
He was Captain Flatulence.
It wasn't that bad.
Mystery Men.
Yeah.
It's a Mystery Man.
It's based on a comic book that was probably funnier than the movie. The movie wasn't that great, but it wasn't bad either.
And pull yourself up a chair.
Do you know who sang the theme for the Pee Wee's Playhouse?
Mm-mm.
It was Cyndi Lauper, but if you look it up, it says like Sarah Wells. So she used a different name. The record label thought that it wouldn't be a good idea to attach her name to that doing the Betty Boop thing, so they had her put a different name in.
Yeah, but she was doing wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing. She was transitioning out of that crazy character to a more like pop, straightforward pop singer.
I know. Lou Albano's in the Time After Time video, though.
Yeah, very true.
Sweeping.
Well, I was glad that they got to do that other thing, that the Pee Wee's Big Holiday back in
Recently,
2016. The movie that was really good.
Yeah.
That Paul Rust wrote.
Yep.
I didn't like Big Top Pee Wee, but I liked that.
Nah, Big Top Pee Wee was good too.
It was but Pee Wee's Big Adventure is timeless. I watch it at least once to maybe twice a year. Always. It's just so funny.
Paging Mr. Herbert. Mr. P.W. Herbert.
Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have a telephone call at the front desk.
Hey, Pee Wee, that was great.
What's the significance? I don't know.
I think that's my favorite line.
Boy, I'll say, I'm going to go start a paper route right away. I'll say, I'm going to start a paper route right now. I'm trying to use the phone.
There's no basement in the Alamo. That's from Pee Wee, right?
Go ahead and scream. We're miles from where anyone can hear.
The official Alamo posted after he died that not one day goes by that somebody on the tour doesn't ask to see the basement.
Well, rest in peace, Paul Reubens. Thank you for a generation's worth of comedy and character. And, nobody cares about the Nurse Nancy thing, even though it is a funny side note in your career. And that mugshot was pretty, heinous.
He was trying to kill off the Pee Wee character, don't you think, at that point in his career?
You think he got caught jacking off in a porno theater on purpose?
No, I think he didn't care.
Oh, yeah. Well,
if he did.
But then he came out on the MTV Music Awards?
Oh, so funny. I forgot. Heard any good jokes lately? What was that one? Oh, so funny I forgot to laugh.
All right. Well, rest in peace, sir. other big news, UFOs. Everybody knows it. UAPs, biologics. I don't believe this story at all. I don't believe that there are aliens. I don't believe that there are spaceships. I don't believe that the government has body parts. But it's fun to pretend. It's always fun to pretend, right? That there's UFOs and that there's aliens. Think of the implication if it were to be true, right? What does it do to every religion on Earth? They have to make now a gigantic, well, maybe not Scientology, because they're sort of rooted in the stars. But every other religion, you're going to have to make an accommodation for our new guests, our new friends, right?
I wouldn't think so. Everything under heaven and earth, that pretty much encompasses everything.
Right, but you're dealing with humans.
What if Xenu came down and landed at the White House?
That would be funny.
I believe it.
You do. You believe that that the government has. I have a friend who believes it, and I keep telling him why I don't believe it. I don't believe it because of different things. Like I think, the Pentagon wants more money for the Space Force, so they want this and that, because we're giving all of our money away to another country right now, so we need more money. But I'm curious, because you believe it, I'm curious as to why.
Oh, and this may sound silly, but I believe it's arrogant not to believe it, or not to give it some credence. I mean, human beings are very egotistical when it comes to thinking they understand everything, and because they understand everything, that's all there is. If you close off that possibility, then you're limiting what we can become. If you're not open to change, and I mean change in a large scale change.
Right.
What if they're from other dimensions, not other planets?
That's what I believe more so than aliens. I think honestly, if it was me, I would say that they're us from the future coming back to see where it fucked up, where it messed up.
Obviously didn't fuck up. They in time dimensional ships.
Yeah.
Well, if they are real, can we fuck them?
I'm sure we'll figure out how to fuck them one way or the other.
They got to have, physically fuck them. They got to have holes, a gill. I don't know, maybe.
I just hope the aliens are hot.
Yeah, I don't care. As long as you can fuck them.
I just think that the galaxy, there's so many galaxies.
I'm not. I'm not saying there's no such thing that I don't. I think there's probably, and mathematically it would be impossible if there weren't, races on other planets and races of life we couldn't even possibly imagine. I'm just saying I don't think that they could travel from wherever they are to here. So what Dustin was saying, I kind of agree with, that they might be interdimensional beings.
No, that would make sense. I think any of that makes more sense than any sort of, and I'm sorry for everybody that believes, organized religion, which to me, every single one of them does not make sense, is not based in fact at all. It's all about what somebody came up with. But to me, I would think that possibly, like you're saying, maybe there was some interdimensional traveler, something. That's what made them all
fly a starship across the universe. Right. That's right. They're all Johnny Cash progeny coming back from the planet Cash that he created.
Wouldn't that be the shit? I want to go to Johnny Cash planet.
I hear the spaceship coming. It's flying around the bend. And you can't fuck our women because they don't have a vagina. Okay, we're done with that. All right. UFOs. I think there is a Jerky Boy reference. So I want to say, the heat, the hole's a hole as long as there's a little heat in there. I watched the first episode of Twisted Metal that Jeff and Steph recommended. And boy, what a fun show. I haven't been able to watch any of the others because I have to pay for Peacock now, which I'm going to do because, wow, I wasn't expecting that. I knew nothing about it. I know Twisted Metal is a video game. Dustin, did you play it?
I played it and I watched the first episode, and I'll be the first to say I did not like it.
You did not like it? Okay.
No, I thought
I wanted to know why you didn't like it.
One, they're using characters and references from the game. That's it. There's no correlation between the game and the show, like The Last of Us, so they just use these ideas to make this show. And I think if it hadn't have been for this resurgence of The Last of Us, things that are pushing these video games into series, you wouldn't have had it, one. But I thought it was just a vehicle for the main star, Mackie.
Anthony Mackie, yeah.
Yeah. He's the one he's having a great time. He's throwing out all the one-liners. Yeah.
Did they shoot it here, by the way? Because it looks like Gwinnett Place Mall at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
They may have.
Yeah,
I guess it's intentionally cheesy.
Yeah.
Like Blood Drive was.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't care for Blood Drive. You guys loved it, and I thought same thing. It was like watching a USA Up All Night. And I know that's why you liked it, but I just didn't ring a bell.
It's brutal.
Yeah,
I love Thomas Hayden Church as the cop. He's great, and they start showing his origin story around episode 3, which is really good. And whenever they go back into whenever the whole world ended, it's pretty funny. I think if you didn't play the game too, that might help, Dustin. But yeah, if you don't like that kind of over the top, just, it's crazy. It is insane. And the clown and the killer clown guy, the fact that they use, the Will Arnett's voice he's pretty funny too, though.
So all I've seen so far is that pulling up.
There's a lot of him in the second episode.
Yeah. In Nev Campbell's character, I mean, I didn't see that coming. So that was interesting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they filmed all of it in New Orleans and Laplace, Louisiana.
Oh, that's where my friend's from. That's exactly where she's from.
Okay, so they didn't shoot any of it here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, it really did, but, Gwinnett Place Mall is just a big, film studio now.
But I liked Anthony Mackie in this role. I've never seen him in anything like this. And he, at first, it was kind of, I'm like, oh, I don't know if but I really enjoyed him.
I don't know.
He's like young Eddie Murphy kind of.
Yeah, but if you watch him on the Falcon and all that Marvel shit, he has to play a certain type of character. I feel like he's got a lot more range and he's a lot funnier than that would lead you to believe. So that's why.
He's more this than that.
Yeah.
And I get what Dustin's saying. If you watch the video game or if you played the video game, it might not be something that you enjoy. But I did like it because I didn't play the video game and it was just a nice distraction from all the other stuff, There's no seriousness to it.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's only a half hour long.
Yeah.
Bloody.
Yeah, bloody.
I think maybe if they used a different IP or used an original IP as opposed to trying to shoehorn the game stuff in there, I think I would have enjoyed it better. And again, I didn't like the game. I mean, it wasn't like something I played and loved, but it was something that I grew up with and very familiar with. And it seems like it's just a reason to make, it's almost like how they did Die Hard 3. They just kind of shoehorned that into a Die Hard movie. This was I feel it's kind of the same way. And I may continue to watch episode 2, but we'll see.
Yeah, give it a shot, Let's see if you can get through to at least get to episode 3. I did it for Justified.
I can do it. I can hang in there for a couple more episodes.
I definitely got to get caught up on Justified. And I will probably, I kill 2 birds with 1 stone. If I pay for Peacock, I get to watch Twisted Metal, and Caitlin, my wife, can watch that horrible reality show that she likes.
Which one?
I would probably.
Vanderpump
Rules. We usually talk about dogs at the end of the show, but there is if you've been paying attention to the news or whatever, pretends to be the news these days. So there's this Japanese guy spent $14,000 to transform himself into a dog. Now, that doesn't mean he had a tail, grafted to his body and his penis turned red and stuffed into his body. He bought a suit, right, Steph?
Yeah, he had the suit made because it's not just a dog that he's always wanted to be. He's always wanted to be a collie.
A collie, like Lassie. This is so dumb. He's been on a plane in this outfit. So does he doesn't want to be a human anymore. He wants to be a collie. Does he shit in public and lift his leg and piss in public and eat dog food? Or does he take off the thing? I mean, look, I'm looking at it. How comfortable is that? Is he crawling around on his hands and knees?
He must be, yeah. And then he's got the lady walking him on a leash through the park. And
this is the sex thing.
That's the reason right there.
Yeah.
The lady with the leash.
Yeah.
I mean, he claims that it's something just pure of heart. He's just always going to be a collie.
Hard on while that she tugs on that leash.
Now somebody tugs on that tail and it comes off. That's or out, however you want to look at it.
everybody is just so narcissistic. We're all narcissistic, but not to this degree. But if I could change myself into an animal, God, what would it'd probably be a horse, just for the bigger dick.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
Well, wait, okay, a donkey.
I knew you were going to pick some big dick animal. I knew it.
Oh, and what a guy! I mean, this guy wants to have a dick smaller than his own, so he decides to be a collie. It has to be a sexual thing. There's no one. It has to be sexual. No, come on.
Maybe. I mean, it could be. I know that I would want to be a crocodile.
Why would you want to be a crocodile?
Because they're badass. They've been around forever. It's like one of the only dinosaurs really that's still around, and they will fucking tear your ass up.
Right. So turn into a pair of shoes.
Everyone respects a crocodile.
I'm more of a caiman kind of guy. I like a caiman, which is in the crocodile family. But they have an island named after them. As far as I know, there's no Crocodile Island.
That's true, I guess. But
or an alligator. More American version.
Yeah. I don't know. Jeff, what would you be?
I'm trying to transform myself. I've been working on it for years. I'm like halfway there, trying to transform myself into a manatee. Almost there. Just a couple more years to go.
I used to be a manatee.
So anyway, I decided that if I had to be some sort of animal, I would also want to be a horse because I don't have a penis at all. So I guess I'd be any mammal, a platypus, a mouse, because even a mouse penis is bigger than mine. Ha! I know, Steph, you don't like this voice, but this is my voice, and I'm trying to be myself. I'm really trying to reach out and be myself instead of just being what you want me to be, Steph.
What if you found out that elves had giant penises, but trolls have nothing?
Well, then I guess I'd want to be an elf. But your penises have barbs. Have you seen your ears?
Barbed penis.
Yeah, you have a barbed penis. Not like a fish hook where it's going to go through your skin, but once they get inside of that sweet elf pussy.
Come on, Tim.
I'll say vagina.
Please do.
Come on, man. Hit the vagina. This is nice. It's nice, not being like thrown on the floor in Tim's office. He's throwing it around where he works. It's nice here, I could totally see myself being a radio person. Maybe I could do traffic. Yeah, the wreck on 285 and tractor trailers overturned, started fire. The guy's head is laying in the middle of the road because he was decapitated. And then there's a Toyota Corolla behind him that's also on fire and lots of heads decapitated. And then there's, some sort of giant elf with his barbed cock fucking some lady in their little elf mobile. Look at my eyebrows. I know you can't see it if you're listening on a podcast app. Tim's not very good at working a puppet, so he's like, what do I do with this hand? What do I do with this hand? All his other hands didn't show work because he's not used to making puppets. There's too much spit in this.
Like Bob Dole with that other arm.
I remember Bill Cleveland. They did a commercial for something. They took Viagra, and then I saw Britney Spears in a commercial. Yeah, do you want me to do any other impressions?
Mitch McConnell.
Well, if I was doing Mr. McConnell, he either had the CIA, which is terrible, and nobody wants to make fun of that because we're getting to an age where if you make fun of people who have those, it's not cool because he's going to have one at any time. But also, I think that since I am the Senate Minority Leader, yeah, I'm doing fine.
Steph, get in there and tap him on the arm.
Well, that's what happened. Well, this lady shot me on the arm, see, and then it sent me into a shock because usually I don't let women touch me because I'm a Christian conservative. I really let Elaine Chao touch me down there, and I got a little nervous. I think I shot my load.
Want to hear me do the president?
Oh, God, please.
I think people really are going to believe that I sat through a 3-hour movie without pause.
Anyways, probably
you could if you'd got a little of that cocaine from your son.
I love my son. He's not a cokehead. If he smoked Parmesan cheese and that shit. And he fucked a lot of Russian whores. You seen him? Man, them whores was hot.
All right, Joe, calm down.
All right, this is getting gross. And
big.
How did I do all the other stuff? Lizzo, she had her dancers eat banana out of some lady's pussy. Where was that?
Stop saying that. Damn it.
Vagina.
Okay.
Cool. What do you like better, vagina or
I don't want you to say anything that has S's in it.
She's getting sued by some ungrateful person who works for her.
She had that reality show, Watch Out for the Big Girls, where she had all these large ladies. I watched the show because it was fantastical, really, that they could do a lot of the shit that they could do at the size that they were. But some of them won, and they've been on tour with her, and they say, after they got fired, of course, that she was very abusive and she fat shamed them. And
how could she fat say somebody? She's fat.
Well, she did. That's what they say. And
that's not cool. Lizzo,
yeah, and she pressured them into eating a banana out of a stripper's crotch in Amsterdam.
So what? When in Amsterdam, you do Amsterdam things. I read the story. Like they're like, do it. She said no, and then like, do it. Finally, she did it.
But it does look like Lizzo might be kind of mean.
She's a bully. That's not cool, Lizzo. I don't like bullies. I really don't like bullies. You know, just because you have a lot of fame and a lot of money and you can play a flute with your asshole does not mean you can make one of your dancers eat a banana out of a woman's pussy. I mean,
what if she used that flute like a pencil, like the Redd Boxx Trolls pencil?
Other people don't because they might not listen back then. But the way I get off is Steph rubs me with a pencil eraser.
Jeff does, not me.
Yeah, I've asked all of you, and the only one who's ever said yes was Dustin. And then he said, show up. He ghosted me. Somebody put their finger through the glory hole at the pizza place.
That was Tim Allen.
It was not Tim Allen.
It was Tim Allen.
He's got horrible things about one of my favorite people. And then it wasn't Terry Fuller. It was Fucci. He did it. So anyways, fuck you, Rizzo. Oh, no, wait, that's Tim's dog. Lizzo. All right, Redd Boxx.
Today I saw people were really going. Yesterday they were kind of somewhat supportive on her Instagram, and today they were saying all kinds of shit to her about, I guess, the director of the biography that they were going to do on her quit because they said the same shit that, they were seeing all kinds of horrible crap going on with her.
Well, listen, you get a little fame, can't be doing shit like that. Lizzo, straighten up, fly right. You're talented. You don't need to be making your dancers do gross things.
And just think, St. Paul and the Broken Bones helped her start her career.
Really?
No shit.
Yeah, they brought her on stage to sing. This was 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And brought her up on stage, and they sung some soul song she sang, and they backed her.
Wow.
And that was her first big break.
That's cool.
Wow.
Hey, maybe we can get her on the show and ask her about these allegations.
Yeah, I'm sure she would love to, especially after watching this episode.
You should see what she made Broen do with that banana.
No, it was a plantain.
He won't go back to Amsterdam.
Hey, I'd like to say thank you to Atlanta Pizza and Euro, our longest sponsor here on Radio Labyrinth. And thank you to Mike Hole and everybody at the restaurant, dude. Summer is in full swing, and they have some new local craft beers for you to enjoy, like Coors, which is a banquet beer. But a good pizza beer might be Terrapin Brewing's Watermelon Goza. It's a tasty, refreshing sour ale. It's a thirst-quenching delight, served ice-cold on draft. We added another tasty local brew, Sassafras. No, Creature Comforts Classic City Lager is now also available on draft. They've also added Land Shark Lager to round out their updated summer beer selection. Hey, Atlanta Pizza and Euro serves up the best freshly made Greek and Italian specialties around in an authentic retro dive pizza place with a come-as-you-are, family-friendly atmosphere where you can be the dude. Dine-in and takeout are both available. Limited delivery through Slice, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, Pony Express, Rocky Dennis on his motorcycle. But I think you might be terrified if you answer the door and that guy's standing there holding pizza.
Well, maybe if it's Eric Stoltz. Hey, if you're a business or a corporate client who's looking to book a food truck for your next private event or catered luncheon, contact Mike Hall at Atlanta Pizza and Euro by calling 77-483-6228. They're open for dine-in and takeout Monday through Friday, 11 to 9, Saturday, 12 to 9, and they are closed on the Lord's Day.
Hey, it's Sean Hannity. You have a commercial or residential construction printing need? Sure. Well, what are you waiting for? Contact LDI Repro Printing of Athens. Anyway, in Athens, Georgia since 2005. With fast turnaround and affordable prices. Anyway, call them at 706-316-9366. Or anyway, email them at athens@ldiline.com. All right, Linda, do we need any kind of repro printing? No? All right, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette. I'll be back.
Views.
Or.
News.
Last week was the Beanie Bubble, which I haven't got to yet, but I hear it's pretty funny. Good Omens. I watched 2 or 3 of those. It's good this season. John Amazon.
I watched the first one. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Physical, which just started today. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Me either, but I'm going to.
Yeah. This week, Views or Snooze, Winning Time, Rise of the Lakers Dynasty Season 2 starts this week.
Big views.
Yeah. I enjoyed Season 1.
I didn't finish it.
You didn't?
No, it started going in a way I didn't really like.
Is this the John C. Reilly one?
Yeah.
Yeah. What didn't you like about it?
I don't know. They were just focusing, I felt like, way too much on the personal life of Magic to where I was getting very bored. I liked it. I liked it when they were doing more of what was going on with the team. And also, like, I liked whenever they were doing Jerry Buss's life. That was always interesting. But when they were getting too much into Magic and his love life and all that kind of stuff, I was bored out of my mind.
They have to kind of tell that, though, because he ends up getting sick later on.
And that's fine, but I felt like they didn't tell it in an entertaining way. It was a very boring way to tell it. While they were telling Jerry Buss's story, it was great.
Yeah.
I was very entertained.
John C. Reilly's great in that, too. As that
He is. I think maybe it's the guy that plays Magic. He does fine, but I'm not blown away by him at all.
What if it's the writing? If the writers are there for more of a comedic and, that type of chaotic story like the first couple episodes were, and then, have those same writers write a love story, it might not be their strong suit.
Yeah, that could be.
Probably. And it pissed off a lot of people, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you were pissed at the beginning of it. I remember you saying, this is a bunch of bullshit.
I know, but I kept watching it. And because I read shit before I watched it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you can't do that all the time, dickhead.
But speaking of bullshit, have you guys watched that damn Jake Paul documentary yet?
No, he's the boxer guy, right? Or the YouTube?
Yeah, it's about Jake and Logan and their rise and then him turning into the boxing or whatever. And I think I got through 20 minutes of it before I wanted to kill myself. But
yeah, no, I'm not. I don't even really know who those people are.
You watched that one fight he did.
Yeah, I know, because there was the pandemic, nothing else to watch.
Yeah.
Well, they are the first influencers, Jake and Logan.
Yeah.
They coined the name influencer after the two of them.
And they epitomize everything bad about an influencer as well.
100%.
Number 2 is Only Murders in the Building, Season 3.
Yeah.
Views.
Can't wait. We have Meryl Streep, Paul Rudd.
Are they playing themselves?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Just curious.
I know Schumer playing herself was great. Sting playing himself was great.
Yeah. I didn't watch last season.
What?
I didn't finish last season.
Oh, really? You didn't like it?
No, it's not that I didn't like it. It's that Caitlin and I watched the first season together. Then the second season, she just kept going ahead, and I got lost, and I didn't feel like...
Tim's mad because Caitlin watched it without him.
No. Maybe I can just watch a recap video and then start season 3, right?
Yeah.
That's a views then.
Yeah. Number 3, Strange Planet on Apple TV starts on the 9th. This is the new animated series from the controversial Rick and Morty creator, Dan Harmon.
That's probably a snooze for me since I never watched Rick and Morty.
And Dan's not as controversial as Justin Roiland.
Yeah.
My God.
It turns out they just take turns.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know. I never liked Rick and Marty, so I don't know if I'll like this.
Well, it is another IP. It's not his.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not his. Yeah.
I'm going to use it.
Now I'll give it a try.
Let me know if it's good.
Okay. So that's Fuser Snooze. Thank you, Jeff.
Steph, I want you to talk about yours first because I'm curious about this show.
Oh, mine is it's a show that's coming on Netflix Tuesday, August 8th. It's called Zombieverse, and it's a Korean show, and it's the premise is that these people are on a dating game show, like reality show, and then a zombie outbreak happens. So it's more of a comedy. It shows it being a lot of humor, but I don't think anybody is doing zombies as good as Koreans are doing them right now.
Yeah.
Man, they're fucking killing it. They just do them in such a way to where even if it's funny, it still gives me such anxiety because their shit is so fast and the gore is excellent.
Okay.
So anyway, but yeah, it's called Zombieverse and it comes out this Tuesday, August 8th on Netflix.
Awesome. Hefe?
Yeah, mine's I'm plugging the More platform again for trivia. It's a pretty cool community because like anybody can host a show on there if you want to. I just got to learn how to do it. There's some technical stuff like behind the scenes stuff to figure out how to do it. Well, I'm trying to figure it out. Anything. You can do anything you want. And my first idea for a game was do different celebrities that use initials.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would be my initial game on the platform.
That's cool. Well, let us know if you do because we'll share it and talk about it.
Yeah.
And, everybody will watch it. Yeah.
And they're doing games at like 3 a.m. now because they're hosted in the UK. So 3 a.m. for us is like 8 a.m. for them.
Right.
So people are like setting their alarm clocks and getting up at 3 a.m. to play.
Are you doing that? Is that why you were napping?
I've done it a few times, but I don't win. So it's hard to get up at 3 a.m. to just lose.
I get it. All right. Well, keep us updated.
Yeah.
My staff pick is Hard Knocks training camp with the New York Jets. I don't usually watch Hard Knocks, but because it's the Jets and all the young talent they have on the team.
Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to check it out.
I love Hard Knocks. I watch it every year.
Do you? I haven't ever really gotten into it. Maybe the first season. But yeah, I definitely want to see Aaron Rodgers. And it sucks because the Bills had a window to win that division and go to the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to win that division this year. The Jets probably will beat them at least once, and Miami just has such a great offense. I'm not worried about New England because they're going to suck again. But anyway, nobody cares about football.
Yeah.
Cares about football.
I care about it. I'm back in. I hate the Falcons, but
oh, you can't. Why do you hate the Falcons?
I hate them. I love
them down too much. You like the well, yeah. I love the Bills, but I can also root for the Falcons.
And then if I tell you why, just don't make me say it.
What the Super Bowl loss?
Because they honored Vic a couple of years ago.
Oh, I get it.
I'll never fucking get over it. And I Whoopi Goldberg'd their ass straight up, fucking color purpled them. And I said, until you do right, everything you do is going to turn to shit.
Until you do right by me, everything you think about is going to crumble.
They'll never fucking win shit because of that.
You put the hex on them.
I did. I fucking whammy hexed them. I'm sorry, everybody. Don't get mad at me. But
I forget about Michael Vick sometimes and the horrible things he did with dogs. In fact, we had a bit lined up when I was working at 99X for that year. Rob Jenners and I were going to do, he was one of the hosts of the morning show. We were going to do this bit where we put a wood chipper outside of 99X and had a bunch of, we put out a press release and people could bring their Michael Vick stuff and put it in the wood chipper.
Did I bring my William H. Macy doll?
You could do that if you want. Why would you do that?
Because of Fargo.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so that would be your buddy in the wood chipper then, eh?
So we were going to do this, and we had sent press releases out, I believe, to ESPN, and we were going to cover it. And then the people, the fake turtleneck people that used to run that company, they didn't like it because it might hurt their relationship with Arthur Blank and the Falcons. So we ended up not doing it. But it was a great idea. Rob Jenners is a good idea, guys.
Shout out to Rob Jenners. Love Rob Jenners. He's the best.
He's an awesome dude. Dustin.
A documentary from 2018. It's on Prime right now. It's called Joan Jett, Bad Reputation. And it's just a basic doc that runs her career. And really, I think a whole generation has forgotten how cool a rock and roll woman is. And she's the epitome of it. It also shows all the people that were influenced by her. So you have everybody from the 90s that was, Green Day, Johnny Depp's on there, Billy Corgan, all talking about how, what a great rock star she was. And it is on Prime right now.
Awesome. Hey, before we wrap up, a couple things. I wanted to thank our guest that was on Radio Labyrinth Presents with us this week. Yeah, Daniel Weinman, who just won the 2023 World Series of Poker. And he's from Atlanta, Georgia Tech guy. And he spent some time with us, and it was a lot of fun talking to him. So please check that out if you haven't yet. It's on YouTube and on your podcatcher. Steph, what's going on with Barkville?
This Sunday, come out and see us in Kennesaw at the mall there in Kennesaw.
Town Center Mall?
Town Center Mall, yes. Come see us at Caffeine and Octane. They'll be there from 9 a.m. to noon, and hopefully it won't be hot as hell. I'm not going to be there. I have a foster still, Mr. Walnuts, but
I thought they were going to take him.
Well, they're getting married Saturday, and then they go on their honeymoon, and so he's not going to their house until August 14th.
Okay.
So
you got a boarder. You don't have a foster, you have a boarder.
I do have a boarder, yes. But we went to their house this last Sunday. Paulie went over for a visit, and they were pretty crazy about him. They're doing one of these things. They're going to do foster to adopt. They just want to make sure, but I know they're going to do it. They're for sure going to do it. So
until Paulie starts going off on his rant about how Americans stole all their cuisine from the Italians and their espresso and shit.
Well, the guy, what's funny is the guy.
Rape of the culture.
What's funny is that the guy is the biggest Sopranos fan, right? And that's what initially, because he was named Paulie Walnuts, is why he was sucked in. He said that when he was in college, him and like all the dudes in his frat, they would all wear those velour jogging suits and go out together. Yeah, because he was so crazy about the show. So if it was up to him, there would be no foster to adopt. In fact, I think the dog would be in the wedding and they would take him on the honeymoon. If it was up to the husband, he's pretty nuts about him.
Maybe you should look into Tourette's.
Isn't that what Tony says to him? They're on the phone.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We will be, but let us know what you think, by the way. If you have anything you want to say, we have the Radio Shack. And that is our Facebook group. We also have a regular Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram. Let us know what you think. Comment on the YouTube video and stuff you'd like us to talk about.
Tell us what we should do for the Patreon videos.
Yes, absolutely.
You could even do a video of yourself telling us what you want.
That would be awesome.
Could splice that in on the show.
Yeah, sure. Send that shit to us, Fuchsie. And everyone else. All right, we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, guys.
Keep it canon.
Keep it canon.
Catnip.